Good morning, everybody. My name is Lindsay Morgan, and I will be leading a gentle yoga class. We'll be focusing on hips and lower back, working up through the spine to get a nice full body stretch. So we'll begin class today in a comfortable lying down position. And we'll allow our feet to fall out nice and wide. Our head to relax down nice and low, palms face the sky. And take some time here to just take a few wiggles to get comfortable in your lying down position. Might flex and stretch the toes, get some movement in the wrists, tuck the shoulders underneath the back, and just really find a place of comfort. And from here, we'll bring our awareness to our breath. Noticing the length of the breath, the depth of the breath. And we'll smooth out the breath, aiming to get an equal length at the inhale and the exhale. So I'll get us started with that. Let's all push the air out. Let's take a nice group exhale together. And we'll take an inhale at a 4 count. Ready and inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. As we exhale a 4 count, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. So those are the even inhale and exhales that I was mentioning. Let's continue aiming for that equal inhale and exhale, but you can do your own count. If you found that 4 was too much or too little, go ahead and make those adjustments. And we'll just feel into our breath, noticing the length matching on both top and bottom. Our inhale and exhale. Now continue this length of breath that feels nice and smooth for you, something that is comfortable and sustainable, yet a little more full than our breath when we first started. And you might notice a new sense of relaxation or calm in the mind. We've just been focusing on our breath for that last little bit. And we'll aim to use the breath as our anchor in our practice today. As your mind starts to maybe wander or to do some planning or some revisiting of past memories, just making notes that, that's what's happened, and gently coax yourself back to the metronome of your breath. Just that smooth, steady in and out. Now let's flex our toes up towards the sky. We'll continue to use that breath just to steady and slow ourselves down. The toes flexing up towards the sky. Let's take a little scoop in the belly, drawing the lower back down towards the floor, feeling the sacrum start to reach down towards the ground. Let's flip the palms so that the hands press down into the ground, and we're gonna broaden our collarbones and spread the shoulders down onto the mat. Almost like you're getting a little bit of a back bend here. Really feel the engagement through the legs, the lower belly, and the hands as you press firmly down into the ground, feeling like maybe you can push yourself up off the mat. Great. Feeling this strength, this warming up in the body. We'll now inhale, point the toes towards the wall, lift the arms up overhead, feeling the lower back arch up off the floor. Get that nice long stretch running from toes to fingertips. Do reach and stretch, feeling a nice stretch along the belly. Then on our exhale, we'll take the first part of the pose. Point the toes towards the sky, ground the lower back down towards the floor, reach the hands down by the hips, press the hands down into the floor, spread the shoulders nice and broad. Feel that engagement, feel that grounding. Then we'll inhale. Lift the arms, point the toes, arch the back, get a nice stretch, lengthening out the body. And then we'll exhale, point the toes towards the sky, bring the hands back by the hips, scoop the lower belly in, draw the sacrum down towards the floor. Now keep the lower body active and engaged like this. On an inhale, we'll just lift the arms, bringing the backs of the hands to the floor, up overhead. So you still are keeping that tuck in the lower back. The belly still draws in. Grab your right wrist with the left hand. Drag the right arm along the floor, growing longer in the right armpit. As you exhale, slowly lean the arms and the torso over to the left side of the mat. Aim to keep tucking the belly in to draw the lower back down towards the floor. Aim to keep the shoulders a little more squared into the ground. So just notice if maybe your right shoulder is coming up off the floor. You might take a little less of a lean in the body and really feel that right shoulder ground back into the floor. So you'll notice a stretch running from your hip up to maybe your pinky finger. If you'd like a little bit more, you can walk the feet over to the left side of the mat, turning into a little banana shape here, our banana asana. Notice how the breath feels in the body. Did it shorten? If so, aim to lengthen the breath back out. All right, on your next exhale, walk the feet and the arms back to center. We'll give our wrists and our ankles little circles here, just rolling out the ankles, rolling out the wrists. Now let's pause that movement. Reflex the toes to point towards the sky. Engage the lower legs. Draw the belly in, scooping the tummy in, feeling the lower back flatten down towards the floor. Grab now the left wrist with the right hand. Drag that left arm up along the floor, feeling nice and long here. And then as you exhale, slowly lean the body, the torso, the arms over to the right side of the mat. Taking that time to notice your breath. Check in with your shoulders, replant them into the floor. Re-engage the abdominal muscles. And then as you feel ready, walk the feet over to the right side of the mat. Checking in again with the breath. Steady and slow. Then we'll walk the feet back to center, walk the arms back to center. Let's give our wrists and ankles another round of circles, maybe in the opposite direction this time. Nice work. We're softening the belly. Slowly draw your knees into your chest, giving ourselves a nice big hug here. Being nice and slow with ourselves here at first. We'll start with a gentle rock from side to side, massaging out the lower back. Now let's pause that rock. Place one hand on top of each knee. And we'll start to draw big circles with the knees on the sky. Feeling the movement in the hips, noticing the sensation in the knees. Now let's take these circles in the opposite direction. All right, let's pause these circles, give ourselves a nice big squeeze again. As you exhale, lift the face up towards the knees. We're just starting to warm up our abdominal muscles, squeezing the face in towards the knees. And then slowly lower the face back down, the head back down towards the ground. Keep a hold of your right knee. Slowly kick the left foot out and then lower it down. Heel nice and slow, drawing a long straight line with the heel. Start by opening the right knee out towards the right armpit and draw more circles with the right toes. All right, let's pause those circles. Reflex both feet. Feel the right leg grow active and engaged. We're going to develop a little bit of hip flexor strength here. Slowly remove the right hand from the right knee, aiming to keep the right knee pulling in still towards the right armpit. Nice work. Grab back onto the knee, draw it over into the center of the chest. I'm going to take this into a gentle twist. Place the left hand on the right knee, extend the right arm out towards the right, moving slowly with your breath. Cross the knee over the body. Might be just an inch or two, it might be a little more. Feeling the shoulders ground down into the floor, right hip comes up off the ground. Noticing this nice twist through the spine and getting a nice stretch in the glutes. We'll bring our gaze back up towards the sky, draw the belly in, slowly bring the right knee back into the chest. Grab onto the knee with both hands. Engage your abdominal muscles. Exhale, lift the head up towards the knee. And we'll slowly lower the head back down towards the floor. Draw the left knee into the chest. Give ourselves another big hug here. And then we'll release the right leg, kick the right leg out, lower the heel down towards the ground. Now we'll start to open the left knee out towards the left armpit and draw some circles with the left toes. Pausing those circles, re-engage both feet, flex both sets of feet, keep the left knee pulling in towards the left armpit, slowly remove the left hand, feeling just the strength of the leg and the core, pull the knee up. Now place your hands back around the knee. Taking it into a twist, place the right hand on top of the left knee. Extend the left arm out towards the left side of the room. Moving slowly with your breath. Cross the knee over to the right side. Left hip comes up off the ground. Shoulders stay planted and even. And you might notice a difference between the two sides. One side might be tighter. It's normal to feel those sensations being different from side to side. Just take that as just something that we're being aware of. Nice work. Redraw the belly in. We'll exhale, lift the left knee back up towards the sky. Reflex those right toes. Grab onto the knee with both hands. We'll exhale, lift the head and chest up towards that left knee. And slowly lower the head. Nice. Okay, pausing the rock. Grab on behind the backs of the legs. We're going to take the rock on the long edge of the spine, rocking up gently, slowly, maybe a few times, just massaging at the back. We're going to meet up straight-legged seated position. So extending the legs out nice and long. Toes point up towards the sky. Let's roll the shoulder blades back and down just a few times, lengthening out the spine. Great. Feeling this nice length through the spine after your last shoulder roll. Pull the belly in nice and strong. Feel like you're growing a little taller through the top of the head. You might enjoy a gentle bend to the knees here, or a little bit of openness through the legs. We'll just take this as our beginning Dandasana pose. Feeling this foundation through the legs. This engagement, noticing the thighs are active, warming up. Let's begin to bend the knees, plant the soles of the feet down onto the ground, hips distance apart. We'll take our boat pose. So let's roll the shoulder blades back and down again, lengthen through the spine, walk the hands back behind the hips, lowering the torso down, feeling this nice broadness through the collarbones, the front of the body, like your heart is shining forward. Belly draws in, take a nice inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, lifting one or both shins up towards the sky. Remembering to breathe nice and steady and smooth. And slowly extending the arms out towards the toes. Your next inhale, lift and lengthen the spine just a little bit more. So you exhale, maybe pull the belly in just a little bit more. And then slowly lower the feet back down towards the ground, grab on behind the thighs. We'll take our seated cat-cow. Inhale, lift the gaze up, look up, take a little back bend. Exhale, roll down, gazing at the belly, feel that nice stretch through the back. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, round down, gazing at the belly. One more time like that. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, roll down. Rise back up, getting set up for our boat pose. Pull the shoulders back and down. Release the hands from the thighs. Walk them back behind the hips. Again, feel that broadness through the collarbones. Nice lift through the sternum. Pull the belly button in, taking that inhale to prepare. Exhale, lifting one or both shins up towards the sky. As you've got your balance ready, you can extend the hands out towards the toes. We'll draw the belly in, lift and lengthen the spine up nice and tall. Just checking in that we aren't maybe rounding or reaching towards our toes, but we've got this nice sense of lift through the spine. Keep breathing, checking in with our breath. Exhale, slowly lower the feet back down towards the ground, grab onto the thighs. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, round down our seated cat-cow. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, round down. Now rolling all the way back up. Nice, long, flat spine. Let's roll over onto our tabletop position. We'll have our wrists underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Drawing the belly in, feeling this nice sense of engagement through the core. I'm going to work a little bit into the hips today by doing some hip circles. So first we'll claw them out with our fingertips. Just take a little bit of weight out of the wrist. Drawing the belly in, we'll exhale, lift the left heel up towards the sky. Keeping a nice bend in the knee, imagining that you're maybe holding a box between your heel and your hip. Start to open the knee out towards the left side of the room. Draw the knee up towards the elbow and underneath the body, and we'll kick the heel up. Continue to move the knee out, up towards the elbow, under the body, and then kick the heel up. We're aiming for a little bit more fluidity on this third one, opening out, elbow, underneath the body, and up. When you've done that third one, we'll reverse the direction. Draw the knee into the chest, over to the elbow, out towards the side, and then kick the heel up. Into the chest, elbow, out towards the side, and up. Being nice and fluid here. We've done this a couple times where we focused on the 3 different stages of the position of the hip. This time you get to be a little more organic in that movement. After the third one, keep the heel lifted up towards the sky. Re-square the hips, draw the belly in. We're going to take some baby pulses, just continuing to build strength through the lower body. On your exhale, slowly kick the heel up. Ready, and kick up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll lower the knee down, rock back into child's pose. Softening through the lower back. Give your wrists a little stretch here, a little circling out. While you do that, I'm just going to adjust the light. Maybe you'll be able to see me on the ground a little better. Yeah, it's a little better. Pausing the movement in the wrist. Bring the gaze up towards the fingertips. We're going to rock back up into our tabletop position. Reclaw the mat with your fingertips. Draw the belly in. Feel that nice flatness through the back. Spread the shoulders to the outer portion of the back as well. And we're going to take those hip circles on the other side. Lift the right heel up towards the sky, keeping the hips squared. Holding onto that box in the knee. Now we'll open the knee out towards the right, pull the knee up towards the elbow, and draw it underneath the body. So we'll take 2 more circles in this direction, being just nice and organic. Pull the knee out towards the side, elbow under, and then back up. After you've done 3 in that direction, we'll reverse the direction. Drawing the knee in towards the chest, elbow out towards the side, up, in towards the chest, elbow, side, heel up. Last one, in, over, and up. Pausing with the heel up, re-square the hips, redraw the belly in. We're going to take those 8 baby pulses, kicking the heel up. Ready, and exhale, kick up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knee down, rock back again into child's pose. Building that strength and mobility, that flexibility as we move through some of these kind of strange positions. Let's walk the hands over to the left side of the mat, taking a variation on our child's pose. This has become one of my favorite lower back stretches. Let's walk the hands back to center and then over to the right side of the mat. I'm going to walk the hands back to center. Bring the gaze up to the fingertips. Rock forward back into our tabletop just momentarily. We'll tuck the toes back behind us. On your exhale, lift the knees and point the tailbone up towards the sky. Straightening out the legs, coming into our downward facing dog. Pushing through the hands, broaden the shoulders. Maybe take a gentle pedal in the feet, lowering alternate heels. Imagining that your downward dog is on a little walk. Feel that nice stretch through the backs of the calves. Enjoying a gentle bend in the knees. This can be a pretty intense stretch. Now let's pause our downward facing dog. Bring the gaze up towards the fingertips. Begin to walk the feet up towards the hands. We're going to meet up in a forward fold at the top of our mat, Uttanasana. Feet are hips distance apart-ish, or you can imagine that you can fit your head between your feet. That nice bend in the knees. You might grab opposite elbows here and just enjoy a gentle sway from side to side. Nice work. Let's pause that sway, that gentle rock, release the elbows, and we're gonna increase the bend in our knees and ragdoll ourselves up to standing. Keeping the belly drawing in, we're stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Our head comes up last. We'll roll the shoulder blades back and down. Feel that nice length through the spine. One more time with the arms, shrugging the shoulders up, forward, back, and down. Now let's get our arms involved. Inhale, lift the arms up. Open the arms up into cactus arms as you pull the shoulders down the back. Inhale, lift the arms up, gaze up at the fingertips. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips. And all the way back down, that gentle bend in the knees. I'll place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, ragdolling ourselves all the way up to standing. We'll inhale, lift the arms up, overhead, lift the gaze up. As you exhale, open the arms up into cactus arms, bringing the gaze down. Feel that nice spread through the chest. Just change positions. See? Inhale, lift the gaze up. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips. All the way back down. Place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Gentle bend in the knees. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Gaze up. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Nice work. Now, finding our nice Tadasana pose, ground the feet down through the fronts and the backs and the sides of the feet. Change positions here. Tuck the tailbone in, draw the belly in. Pull the shoulder blades down the back, extend the fingers towards the floor. Feel this nice extension through the spine. And we're going to move through some standing balance poses, just our tree today, working into opening up those hips. So keep that tuck in the tailbone. Hands can come to hips or heart center. And we'll feel this right leg grow nice and solid and firm, grounding down through the toes, the heels, the front and the back of the foot, the side to sides. And we'll start to get a little light in the left foot. Start to swivel the left toe out towards the left side of the room. Left knee points to the left. And plug the heel in towards the right ankle. Re-engage your abdominal muscles. Feel your center of gravity be nice and strong here. Find a nice non-moving spot to stare at. And as you exhale, consider lifting that right and left foot up to the right calf. Checking in with your breath, checking in with your balance. And if you're feeling like you'd like to move farther, you can reach down and place the left foot on the right thigh. Just want to make sure to avoid that right knee. Continuing to breathe steady and smooth. Drawing the belly in, feeling that flatness, that groundedness through the right leg. So the spine lift and lengthen. Maybe even find an arm variation that feels nice today. Really digging the cactus arms this morning. And bring the hands back down through center to the hips, slowly releasing the left leg, plant the foot back down towards the ground. And we'll just take a moment here to windshield wiper out the arms and the legs, just getting a little energetic shake off. And finding some movement in the feet, the ankles. A little fun. Let's come back down to our stillness, our mountain pose, Tadasana. A gentle bend in the knee, the tuck of the tailbone, the drawing into the belly, the broadening of the collarbones, the extension down through the fingertips, feeling this nice sense of groundedness. Really firm up that left leg. Feel the left foot equally planted down, front and back of the foot into the floor. You can bring the hands to the hips or to heart center. And we'll begin to get light in the right toes, coming up to the right toes and then swiveling the leg out towards the right side of the room. Finding that nice non-moving spot to stare at, your dristi. Plugging the heel in towards the left ankle. Then as your balance is feeling ready to take the next step, you can slowly lift the foot up towards the calf or move it up towards the thigh. Just again, avoiding placing the foot on the knee. Checking in with your breath. Noticing if you're holding your breath or if your breath has become short. Aim to lengthen out the breath. Staying nice and calm through this process. Focusing just on the breath and the feeling in the left foot. Finding that arm variation that you like, if you like. And we'll begin to slowly come out of our tree pose. Releasing the foot back down, shake the legs out, move the torso around. That little bit of shaking off of any residual tension from tree pose. Great. Let's continue to work a little more into our hips and standing poses. Let's find our Tadasana mountain pose, again at the top of the mat. Move down through the feet. Pull the belly in, shoulders back and down. We'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips, coming all the way down. Moving with our breath. Place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands down at the top of the mat. We're going to step both of our feet to the back of the mat, momentarily hanging out in our plank pose. Just continuing to build this strength, drawing the belly in, hips are in line with the shoulders. You're creating a nice line of energy here. And we'll exhale, lower the knees down towards the floor. We're here back in our tabletop position. You can keep the toes tucked or untucked. We're going to use some of that same energy that we were building in our hip circles. I'm going to kick the right heel up towards the sky. And we're going to slowly draw the knee in towards the chest. We're going to plant the left foot up at the top of the mat. You might have to wiggle the feet up a little bit towards the hands, coming into our low lunge. So if this feels a little uncomfortable on the right knee, go ahead and take your mat and double up your mat underneath the knee. Or you can lift the back foot up into a high lunge. From here, we'll walk ourselves up, lifting up the torso. We'll extend the arms up overhead. What always feels nice for our hips, our psoas, our lower back. Let's take this into a little side stretch. So we'll grab the right wrist with the left hand, lift that right arm up towards the sky. And as we exhale, slowly lean the arms over to the left side of the mat. Feel this nice stretch run from our right hip, maybe down towards the knee, up towards the pinky finger. Nice work. Let's bring the arms back up overhead. And exhale, slowly lower the hands back down towards the floor. We're going to begin to straighten this left leg. Allowing the toes to come up, pushing the hips back, coming into our calf splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Push down through the hands. We'll inhale, lift the chest up, taking this kind of energetic back bend, lengthening the spine. And we'll exhale, lower the head and chest back down. Let's rebend the left knee. We'll rise back up into our low lunge, extending the arms back up overhead. And then bring the hands back down towards the floor. Tuck the right toes back behind you. You exhale, lift the left knee up off the ground. Keep the right heel up off the ground. Using your core strength, slowly walk the hands up towards the left leg, lifting the chest, the torso up. We'll extend the arms up overhead. Coming into our high lunge. Nice deep breath here. Now bring the hands back down through heart center. Hinge forward from the hips, leaning forward. We're going to plant the hands back down by the front foot. Slowly drag the left foot to the back of the mat and join that momentary plank pose. And then we'll lower the knees back down towards the floor, tabletop. Untucking the toes back behind you, we're going to take that same movements on the other side. So drawing the belly in, we're going to lift the right heel up towards the sky, feeling that engagement through the back of the body. You're going to draw the knee into the chest, and then working that right foot up towards the top of the mat. Walk, 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 walk it up. And drawing the belly in, and slowly begin to walk our hands up towards the right knee. Lifting the torso up. Feel that nice stretch through the left thigh. Again, to extend the arms up overhead. Now grab the left wrist with the right hand. Pull the hand up. As you exhale, slowly lean over to the right side of the mat. Feel that nice stretch in the left side. And come back up through center. Release the hands. Forward fold. Place the hands down by the right foot. I'm going to take this into our half splits again. So straightening that right knee, pushing the hips back, lifting the right toes up towards the sky. We'll push you the hands, get that little energetic back bend, lifting the chest up, maybe lifting the gaze up. And we'll exhale, slowly forward fold. Nice work. Bring the gaze back up towards the toes. Re-walk back into our low lunge. Rebend the right knee. With the hands planted down by the feet, tuck the left toes back behind you. As you exhale, lift the left knee, keeping the left heel up off the ground. Finding that low lunge, keeping the core nice and engaged. Slowly begin to walk the hands up towards the right knee, lifting the chest, the torso up. And then extend the arms up overhead, finding that nice high lunge. Noticing your breath. And bring the hands down through heart center. Hinge over the legs. Lower the hands back down towards the floor. We're going to heel toe the feet a little closer towards each other. And we're going to swivel our torso. Walk the hands between the two legs and swivel the toes so that they're pointing towards the long edge of the mat. Taking this into a wide-legged forward fold. So we've got our legs in a nice wide V position, or you might take a more narrow position. Noticing what feels good. And bend the knees just a little bit. Lift the torso up slightly, maybe placing the hands on the calves or the thighs. And then we'll exhale, just roll forward, rounding down, feeling this nice wide-legged forward fold. Might grab opposite elbows here. Just enjoy a gentle sway from side to side. Release the elbows, increase the bend in the knees. We're going to slowly ragdoll ourselves all the way back up to standing. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. We'll heel toe the feet back together, meeting up back at the top of our mat. Roll those shoulder blades back and down. Inhale, lift the arms up, lift the gaze up. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips. Place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Place the hands back on the floor. Step the feet to the back of the mat, hovering there in that plank pose. And then exhale, slowly lift the hips up towards the sky, coming into downward facing dog. So maybe pedal the feet out a little bit more. Feel that nice stretch through the backs of the legs and the hips. So if you'd like, you can stay here in downward facing dog, or you can lower down into child's pose. Or if you would like to continue finding that kind of circular motion in the hips that we were doing in tabletop, we'll be doing that with a three-legged dog. So wherever you are, pausing the dog walk, and either again, child's pose, staying here, or slowly lift the left leg back behind you. Bend the left knee. Open the hips out, lowering the left hip down towards the right hip. Left heel to right hip. And we'll square the knees, the hips back up. Draw the knee in towards the chest. And then open the knee up, kick the leg out nice and long. Slowly lower the left foot back down towards the floor into our downward facing dog. Doing that again on the other side. Right leg lifts and extends. Bending the right knee, opening the hips out. That right heel comes towards the left hip. So that nice stretch. And then draw the right knee back down and in towards the chest. Opening the knee out towards the side. And then extend the leg out nice and long. Lower the leg back down towards the floor, downward facing dog. And then lower the knees. We'll rock back into child's pose. Extending the arms out nice and long. We'll walk the hands back towards the knees, keeping the elbows pulled in towards the body. Draw the belly in, slowly rise your torso up over the hips. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Feel this nice length through the spine. Now roll over the legs. And we'll find that nice long-legged position that we had at the beginning. Our Dandasana staff pose. Toes point up towards the sky, shoulder blades roll back and down. Nice lift and length through the torso. Start first to open out the legs nice and wide into a big V. And we'll move some of the meat from underneath our sitting bones here. Roll the shoulder blades forward, up, back, and down. Nice length through the spine. Now walk the hands in to the inside of the legs. Drawing the belly in. We begin to tip each of the fingers forward, keeping the spine nice and straight. Flex the toes again to point towards the sky. So you tip each of the fingers forward, forward, forward. So you're like, okay, that's as far as I can go. When you get there, push through the hands, inhale, lift and look up towards the sky, giving that little energetic back bend, that lengthening. Then we'll exhale, slowly starting to round down in between the legs. Allowing the head to hang heavy here. You might find a little bit of movement in the head and the neck, drawing ear to shoulder, nodding the head, wagging yes and no. We'll pause, re-engage the lower abdominal muscles. Walk the hands back. We're just slowly going to ragdoll ourselves back up to seated. Pulling the shoulder blades back and down. That nice length through the spine. Now lift and lengthen the spine. We're gonna pivot our torso so that our collarbones aim a little bit more towards the left leg. With one hand on either side of the leg, push through the hands, lift and lengthen the torso. Begin to tippy to the fingers out along that left leg. Keeping the spine nice and long here. Then we'll exhale, slowly start to round down over the left leg. Feeling that nice softening through the lower back, getting a nice stretch in the legs. The lower, middle, upper back gets a nice stretch. Keep the left hand planted outside of the left leg. As you inhale, lift the right arm up towards the sky. We're just going to change the position of this pose a little bit. Really reach up with that right hand towards the sky, feeling nice length through the side body. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the right arm a little closer to the right ear. So you're creating this nice line of energy that's pointing towards the wall and the ceiling. So giving that nice stretch from hip to fingertip. Point the fingers back up towards the sky and just notice how that stretch changes. Okay, like, yeah, I'm doing something here, but as you lower the fingers to point towards where the wall and the ceiling meet, you get this nice long stretch through the side body. Now lower the right hand down to the inside of the left leg. Round the collarbones to point towards the floor and notice how that stretch changes again. We'll draw the belly button in and slowly walk ourselves back up. Head comes up last. Roll the shoulder blades back and down again, lengthening through the spine. Now we'll walk the left hand to the inside of the right leg. Push into both hands, lift and lengthen the torso, angle the collarbones over that right leg. I'll begin to tippy to the fingers out along the right leg, keeping the spine nice and long as you lean forward. So you might make it a little bit, you might go down a little farther. Aiming to keep your sitting bones planted down into the floor. So don't let your right booty go lifting, left booty go lifting. We'll push through the hands, lift and lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, slowly round down over the right leg. Allowing the head to hang heavy here. Maybe find a little bit of movement in the head and the neck, drawing ear to shoulder, drawing these little half circles or nodding yes and no in the neck. Now let's find a little bit of stillness. Keep the right hand planted, and we'll inhale, lift the left arm up towards the sky. Just repositioning the collarbones to shine towards the wall. Left fingers point up towards the sky. And you'll notice, that change in that stretch. Still got the right hand planted, left fingertips point up towards the sky. Now we're going to change the line of energy that we're feeling. So this feels like something. But as we slowly bring the left hand towards the area where the wall and the ceiling meet, you feel this nice stretch run from maybe fingers all the way down to that hip crease. Keeping the collarbones shining towards the wall. Again, let's feel that lift, the left fingers up towards the sky. Notice how that stretch kind of went away. And we'll exhale, lower the hand down just a bit, keeping that nice angle from torso to fingertips. Upper arm is just a little closer to the left ear. Nice work. Now let's slowly lower the left hand all the way back down towards the floor, to the inside of the right leg. Pushing through the hands again. Get that little energetic back bend. Pushing through the hands, lengthening the spine, lifting the gaze up. And exhale, oof. See if you can deepen that rounding, that forward fold. Let's walk the hands back to center. Push into the hands, inhale, get a little half back bend, lifting up halfway, straightening the back. And we'll slowly start to ragdoll ourselves back up to seated. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Cup the legs, come back together. I'll give the legs a little shake here. Nice work. Now let's bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together, coming into our bound angle pose. Soles of the feet meet, knees fall out towards the sides. You might walk the booty a little closer to the heels or pull the heels in a little closer to the booty. We'll just remove any meat from underneath the sitting bones. We'll grab onto the toes. Drawing the belly in, inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Pull the shoulders down nice and long. Feel this nice stretch through the neck. Start to draw the chin down towards the chest. Slowly, gently bringing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Bring the chin back to center, left ear towards left shoulder. Head back to center, lift the gaze up, grabbing onto the toes, lift and lengthen the spine. So you exhale, slowly bend the elbows, hinge forward from the hips, leaning forward, nice long spine. And then exhale, slowly start to round down over the toes. Draw the belly in, inhale, ragdolling ourselves back up. And help the knees come back together. Walk the feet out just a little bit, bring the knees together, walk the feet out towards the sides of the mat. We'll lean the torso back just a little bit and allow the hips to close momentarily. Nice. Just noticing that different sensation, that going from opening of the hips to now closing. Now walk the feet back to parallel. Grabbing on behind the backs of the thighs, we're going to slowly lower ourselves back down onto the floor. Rolling down nice and slow. Keeping that nice bend in the knees. Open out the arms to cactus arms. And we'll begin to windshield wiper the knees left and right. So making any adjustments in where you want the feet to be planted. We're just going to slowly lower the knees from side to side. Great. Bringing the knees back up towards the sky. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give ourselves a nice big hug here. Take a gentle rock from side to side in the hips. Let's open the knees out towards the armpits. Kick the heels up towards the sky. Grab on behind the backs of the thighs, around the ankles, the outer edges of the feet, or around the big toes. We're going to open up into a happy baby pose. So knees come down towards the armpits, soles of the feet reach towards the sky. And again, just as good as grabbing on behind the backs of the thighs here. Keep your head softened down towards the ground. So you don't want to be like cranking your head up. And this is, you want it to be nice and relaxing. So again, that gentle rock from side to side might feel really nice here. Great, now let's pause that. Bring the knees back together. Keep a hold of the right leg. Slowly extend the left leg out nice and long. Draw a nice long line with that left heel all the way back down towards the ground. With your strap nearby, place the strap at the bottom of the right foot. Slowly kick the right foot up towards the sky. Feel that nice stretch in the back of the leg. We'll take the strap into our right hand. Place the left hand on your left hip. Kick the right heel up towards the sky just a little bit more. And then as you exhale, slowly open the right leg out towards the right side of the room. Feeling that nice stretch, run along the back of the right leg. Nice. Draw the belly in, exhale, lift the right heel back up towards the sky. We're going to take this into our twist now. Place the left hand on the strap, extend the right arm out towards the right, using this as a bit of an anchor. Keep the shoulders grounded down into the floor as you exhale, lower the right leg across the body to the left side of the mat. So soften the left leg, soften the belly. You might even bring the gaze over to the right fingertips. And that nice stretch through the hips, the lower back. Bring the gaze back up towards the sky. Using your core strength, exhale, lift the right leg back up towards the sky. Repoint the left toes to point towards the ceiling. Grab the strap with both hands. Exhale, lift the head, the chest up towards the right knee. And then slowly lower the head and the chest back down towards the floor. Release the right foot, slowly lower the right heel down towards the ground, moving nice and slow. When it reaches down, allow the toes to fall out towards the outer edges of the mat. Noticing the different sensations between the right and the left side. Great. Let's flex the toes to point up towards the sky. Slowly draw the left knee in towards the chest. Place the strap at the bottom of the left foot, and we'll kick the foot up towards the sky. Take the strap into the left hand. Right hand comes down to the right hip. As you exhale, slowly open the leg out towards the left side of the room. Keeping the shoulders grounded, the hips planted down into the floor. We'll draw our belly in. We'll exhale, lift the left leg back up towards the sky. Grabbing onto the strap with both hands. Exhale, lift the head up towards the left knee. And slowly lower the head and chest back down towards the floor. Take the strap into the right hand. Extend the left arm out towards the left little anchor here. As we exhale, lower the left leg across the body to the right side of the mat. Allow the right leg now to be nice and soft. Belly is soft. Maybe gaze out at the left fingertips. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice that nice length in the breath. Calming the mind. We'll draw the belly in, lift the gaze back up towards the sky. As you exhale, slowly lift the left foot back up towards the sky. Reflex the right toes, grab the straps with both hands. Exhale, lift the face up towards the knee. And then slowly soften the chest, the head back down towards the floor. Remove this strap from your left foot. Slowly draw that foot down towards the ground. When it reaches down, allow the toes to fall out towards the outer edges of the mat and soften the legs. Notice that new sense of warmth, of stretch, of blood flow down through the toes, the legs, feeling nice and energized. We're moving this into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So extend the hands down by the hips, palms face the sky. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back, getting a little more broad through the collarbones. And then close the eyes. Release any count of the breath. Just allow the breath to move in and out of the body naturally. And we'll soften the muscles in the face, soften the eyebrows, soften the forehead, soften the jaw. Soften the neck and the shoulders. Soften the hips and the belly. Just completely relax here. No need to constrain your thoughts. Let's slowly, gently find a little bit of movement back into the fingers and the toes. Taking a nice deep inhale. And maybe sighing it out. Without any rush or any urgency, we'll make our way over onto one side of our mat. And as you feel ready, using your arms to help push yourself into a comfortable seated position. The eyes can stay closed with the gaze softly lowered. Take a nice lift and lengthen through the spine, rolling the shoulder blades down and back, lengthening, growing tall. Thank you all so much for your practice today. Just wonderful having you here. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Namaste.